Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you one of my absolute favorite cakes to make. It's called a Baumkuchen, or translated in English, a tree cake. So first up, to get this thing started, you're going to get a medium-sized mixing bowl, crack all of your eggs straight into the center of it, and then you're going to add some granulated sugar, a bit of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste like I have here, a splash of rum, and a little bit of milk, and then give it a solid whisk for about 2 to 3 minutes just until everything is combined. Next, you're going to get some boiling water going in a small sauce pot. Put the bowl with the egg mixture right over the top of the water, making sure that the bottom of the bowl doesn't actually touch the water. And you're going to cook this mixture for about 5 to 7 minutes just until it reaches 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you're going to add it to a standing mixer, or you could hand whip it, and you're going to whip this until it gets nice and fluffy. It should take about 10 to 15 minutes, and the mixture should triple in volume. Alright, so about halfway through the whisking process, you're just going to slow it down a bit and then start to incorporate your brown butter, which is essentially just butter that has been caramelized in a pan just for a few minutes, just until the solids in the butter have actually browned. Once that's done, you're going to turn off the mixer, take off the attachment, or just set your bowl aside, and then you're going to start to slowly incorporate sifted cake flour. And you're going to incorporate this with a balloon whisk or with the whisk attachment for your standalone mixer, and just slowly whisk in that flour just so the mixture actually doesn't deflate, so just make sure you're very careful with that. Alright, so once the batter is finished and ready to go, you're going to grab 2 cake pans, make sure one of them is buttered up real good, add a little round of parchment paper to the bottom of it, and butter that as well. Add that cake pan to the empty cake pan just so you have a nice little thick bottom cake pan going so the bottom of the cake doesn't burn, and then you're going to add about ½ cup of batter to it. Give it a good swirl just so that the batter is spread from edge to edge, and then you're going to throw it into a 500-degree broiler for about 1.5 minutes, just until the top of the cake gets nice and caramelized. Once that's done, take it out and repeat this process until all of your batter is finished. Alright, so once you've used up all your batter and your cake is ready to go, pull it out of the broiler, run a spatula around the edges just so that the cake isn't stuck to the pan. Pull it out and put it onto a wire rack to cool down for a solid 30 minutes. Alright, so while we're waiting for our cake to cool down, we're going to make a very simple chocolate glaze. So in a small mixing bowl that has some dark chocolate, you're going to pour some hot cream straight over the top. Give it a good mix just until everything is melted and incorporated. Now on the side I have some bloom gelatin that I'm going to add a splash of rum to and some hot water just so it melts. Give it a good mix, and then you're going to add this gelatin mixture to the ganache, and this is going to make it a glaze. So essentially when you pour this over the cake, it's going to set up and just make a beautiful shiny sheen on top of the cake, and the glaze is just going to look absolutely beautiful. Once that's done, pour it straight over the top of the cake as evenly as possible. I'm going to spread it around with a spoon or some sort of spatula just so it's evenly spread around the cake, and it's right over the sides, just looking beautiful. And then you're going to put this into a fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour, just until it sets up. Alright, so once the glaze is set up and the cake is just looking absolutely beautiful, you're going to grab 2 spatulas, put them straight under the cake, just so you have some decent leverage to move it, and then transfer it to a cutting board. After that, you're going to grab a pitcher with some hot water, dip your knife into that hot water, and then blot it off with your rag just so it doesn't drip onto the cake. And then you're going to cross section it into quarters, and then from there you can really cut it into any size that you want. Here I'm just going to cut a nice little wedge, and that's it guys. All there is to do is enjoy a delicious piece of Baumkuchen cake. Alright guys, here it is, the Baumkuchen that I just made. This is a good looking dessert. I mean, as you can see, you have all the nice little layers. I am stoked to try this out and tell you guys how it is. I think I did a good job. It looks really good, but there's only one way to know, and that's to try it out and tell you guys how I did. So let me have at it. Ooh, the ganache. Right away, the ganache. Really tender. Oh, man, those layers are beautiful layers. And this is an easy cake to make. Okay. So good. Oh, the brown butter is delicious. So good. Wow. It's a nice sort of dense and tender cake, really good. The ganache is, of course, a little bitter with the dark chocolate, has a little rum in the background. It pairs just perfectly with the brown butter that's in the cake batter. And of course, when you caramelize the batter, it almost gives it just another level of sweetness and nuttiness to this cake that's just beautiful. It's just a great flavor. Baumkuchen actually means tree cake in German. And obviously you can tell by the layerings of the cake, the inspiration behind the dessert was from a tree. If you cross-section a tree, you can see the nice little growth rings in it. And that's what these little layers represent. Usually you make this cake on a spit. So you have a nice little round cylinder over an open flame, and you brush the batter on. And over time, and after many, many layers, just like this, you end up getting this round cake that you just pull off the spit, and once you cut it, it looks like the growth rings of a tree. It has these little layers going on. And usually you have it like that, but for the home edition, you just make it a nice little cake pan, throw it in the broiler. It's basically the same thing, and it just turns out beautifully, as you can tell. I honestly don't think this would get any better unless I had a spit and just did it traditionally. This is just a great recipe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs up. Subscribe at the end of this video. I'll have an annotation, subscribe, so click on it if you want to see future videos and just stay up to date with my channel. Always comment below so you guys can, just spout off what you guys want to see on my channel and what you want to see in the future and concepts and different weekly themes. So please do that and comment below. And yeah, this was so much fun to make. I absolutely recommend trying it out. And of course, I'll see you guys next time with another delicious recipe. Bye, everybody.